Mckinnett recorded this song. Alfred Noyes wrote the poem, and this is called The Highwayman. Cheerful little ditty. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon the cloudy seas. The road was a river of moonlight o'er the purple moor. Highwaymen came riding, riding, riding. Highwaymen came riding up to the old inn door. He'd a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of claret and velvet, and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle, his boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewel twinkle, his pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle under the jeweled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the darkened yard, and he tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into long black hair. One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, for I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by the moonlight, watch for me by the moonlight. I'll come to thee by the moonlight, though hell should bar the way. He rose up right in his stirrups, he scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair i' the casement, his face burnt like a brand, as the black cascade of perfume came tumbling o'er his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight, oh sweet black waves in the moonlight, tugged at his rein in the moonlight, and galloped away to the west. He did not come at the dawning, he did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset, before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red-coat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They said no word to the landlord, they drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of the narrow bed. Two of them knelt at the casement with muskets at their side. There was death at every window and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through the casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her with the barrel beneath her breast. Now keep good watch, and they kissed her. She heard the dead man say, look for me by the moonlight, watch for me by the moonlight. I'll come to thee by the moonlight, though hell should bar the way. She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and they strained in the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, tip of one finger touched it, the trigger at least was hers. Toddle-lot, had they heard it, the horse hooves were ringing clear. Toddle-lot in the distance, were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the river of moonlight, o'er the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding. The redcoats looked to their priming. She stood up straight and still. Toddle-lot in the frosty silence, toddle-lot in the echoing night. Nearer he came and nearer, her face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment, she drew one last deep breath, then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the west, he did not know she stood, bowed with her head o'er the musket, drenched with her own red blood. Not till the dawn had he heard it, and his face grew grey to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight, and he died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him, and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were the spurs of the golden moon, white red was the velvet coat, when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway. And he laid in his blood on the highway, with a bunch of lace at his throat. Still of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon the cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight o'er the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, riding, riding. Highwayman comes